Greetings. Today is Friday, June 21st, 2024. This is meteorologist Ruben Garcia. In today's video, I will provide an update on the low-pressure system currently located in the Gulf of Mexico, which has a moderate chance of developing into a tropical depression before reaching Veracruz and Tamaulipas during the morning hours of Sunday. Additionally, I will briefly discuss Invest 92, which almost became the second tropical depression of the season. However, the chance for development appears to have ended, as it is soon expected to move over southeastern Georgia or northern Florida. I'll also talk about the estimated rainfall expected over the next 24 hours in Central America, and give a preview of what we will be monitoring towards the end of June in the region east of the Lesser Antilles. Briefly, let's focus on the southeastern United States, where we can clearly see the rotation associated with Invest 92. This system has a well-defined circulation, and the Hurricane Hunter aircraft found that it was close to becoming a tropical depression. However, the area of thunderstorms did not consistently stay over the center of circulation, and the winds remained quite low. For this reason, the National Hurricane Center has not yet classified this disturbance as a tropical depression, although they have increased the probability of development to 60% before it reaches Georgia or Florida. This was at 2 p.m., but in recent hours, we have seen that the center of circulation has remained exposed for several hours, so I believe the opportunity for development has ended, and it will not become a tropical cyclone before reaching southern Georgia. This disturbance will only be a rain event for the region, as shown by the GFS model, where 1 to 2 inches of rain can fall in parts of northeastern Florida and the coastal region of Georgia. One takeaway from this event is that this disturbance almost became a tropical cyclone under suboptimal conditions, indicating that the Atlantic is gradually becoming more favorable for cyclonic activity, which is expected to increase in the coming weeks as we approach the peak of the season in August, September, and October. Now let's move to the Bay of Campeche, where the low-pressure system previously located over the Yucatan Peninsula has moved over the waters of the southern Gulf of Mexico. This low-pressure system still looks quite disorganized, mainly because the circulation is very broad, and remember that these systems take a long time to organize, due to the difficulty in compacting the center of circulation. However, as we saw with Tropical Storm Alberto, the time over water was enough for it to develop into a tropical cyclone, especially due to the geography of the Bay of Campeche, which promotes the rotation of this type of low pressure. Therefore, the National Hurricane Center has increased the probability of development to 60% before it reaches Mexico between Tamaulipas and Veracruz. It is important for residents of Tamaulipas and Veracruz to stay alert to its evolution, as it will be affecting the same areas impacted by Tropical Storm Alberto. This 60% chance seems reasonable to me, as global models do not show significant strengthening. For example, the GFS model shows a tropical depression or weak tropical storm entering Mexico during the morning hours of Sunday. The European model also agrees with this projection, showing a tropical depression entering Mexico in the morning or early afternoon on Sunday. Similarly, the German model shows a tropical depression entering Tamaulipas during the night hours of Sunday. The UK model also agrees with this projection, showing a potential tropical depression entering Tamaulipas on Sunday. However, note that none of the ensemble members of the European model develop a tropical storm, indicating that conditions may not be very favorable for cyclonic formation. At the moment, it seems that the probability of forming a tropical storm is quite low, but if it does strengthen into a storm, it would be named Tropical Storm Beryl. Additionally, all ensemble members of the GFS model keep it quite weak, as a strong low pressure or tropical depression. So, the outlook this time is a bit different from what we saw with Tropical Storm Alberto, as the probabilities of development are lower. Regardless of whether it becomes a tropical cyclone before reaching eastern Mexico, significant rainfall is expected. As you can see in this animation, it shows the rain over the next 3 days, particularly over regions of Nuevo León, Tamaulipas, Veracruz, and San Luis Potosí, where heavy showers are expected. We also see that moisture can bring rain to central and western Mexico, which is definitely good news for the region as it has seen relief from drought and more rain is on the way, which can help replenish water storage. In terms of total accumulated rainfall, models estimate that 100 to 200 millimeters can fall in Tamaulipas, Veracruz, San Luis Potosí, and Nuevo León over the weekend. Meanwhile, 50 to 100 millimeters can fall in western Mexico. Although this disturbance does not pose a direct threat to Central America and the Yucatan Peninsula, additional rain events are expected in southern Guatemala, central and western El Salvador, northern Belize, and southern Quintana Roo over the next 24 to 36 hours. In these areas, 150 to 200 millimeters of rain may fall during Friday night and Saturday. While I will continue to monitor the evolution of the low pressure in the Bay of Campeche, I want to let you know that this concludes our special coverage of the rain event affecting Central America in recent days. I hope our information has been useful in protecting life and property. Here at Hurricane Info, I will stay alert in case there is any additional threat. But for now, we will focus on the Bay of Campeche and the Gulf of Mexico. It seems that we will then have a brief respite before cyclonic activity increases again in the Atlantic towards the end of June and early July. We will start monitoring the Western Caribbean for the potential development of a cyclone in the area, as well as the region east of the Lesser Antilles, where cyclones typically do not form in June or July, but conditions could allow for several strong tropical waves to move through the region. This can be seen in the ensemble members of the European model, which has up to a 20% chance of a tropical depression forming between the Caribbean and Africa by early July. If you want to know more about this forecast, I invite you to watch a video I recorded yesterday detailing what we might expect at the end of June. I will be providing updates on this matter in the coming days. But for now, we will focus on the Gulf of Mexico, and then take a brief break before cyclonic activity picks up again in the Atlantic. With that, I bid you farewell, but not without asking you to subscribe to my YouTube channel to stay informed during the hurricane season. Go to the bottom of the video, click the red button that says subscribe, and then click the bell so you get notifications when I record new videos. With that, I say goodbye. See you tomorrow.